A very good morning, everybody. As in last lecture, I had explained you how to draw the equipment to study photoelectric effects. Okay, I hope all of you learned how to draw it. So today I'm going to explain what is photoelectric effects. Okay, in this equipment, what we have seen a vacuum chamber, that is a cylinder, and inside the vacuum chamber, one end of the vacuum chamber there is a metal surface, and other end we put the detector, and next to the detector outside the vacuum chamber there made a ammeter, and below the vacuum chamber there is a battery which connected, one side is connected to ammeter, that is positively signed, and other side negatively signed, that connected to metal surface with a wire. And on the metal surface a beam of light is falling on, and for showing the movement of particle we show a dot in between the metal surface and detector, and for showing the direction of movement of particle we show a arrow headed towards the detector from metal surface, and above the arrow we wrote electron, and that all about the equipment of photoelectric effects. So let's see what is photoelectric effects. Okay, in 1887 H. Hertz performed a very interesting experiment in which electrons were ejected when certain metal could be any, like potassium, rubidium, cesium, any metal could be. Okay, so what do you mean by when light beam? What was the experiment in which electrons were ejected when certain metal were exposed to a beam of light as shown in figure? While drawing the diagram, the equipment photoelectric effect, what we have seen, a light beam are falling on the metal surface. So that metal could be any metal like potassium, rubidium, cesium. So the phenomena is called photoelectric effect, and the result obtained in this experiment were. So before going to more explanation, once again we have to see the diagram of photoelectric effect. Yes, have you seen? Beam of light is falling on the metal surface. Done. Then what through this experiment what we observe, the electrons are ejected from the metal surface as soon as the beam of light strike the surface. Okay, as the beam of light strike on the metal surface, electrons are ejected from metal surface, and there is no time lag between the striking of light beam and the ejection of electron from the metal surface. So this activity had been done immediately. As you fall the beam of light on the metal surface, electron will ejected from the metal surface. The number of electron ejected is proportional to the intensity or brightness of light. I hope you understood what you mean by intensity. Intensity, greater the intensity, much the brightness of light. So I hope you got it. The number of electron ejected is proportional to the intensity or brightness of light. For each metal there is a characteristic minimum frequency, that is V0. Minimum frequency we are denoted the minimum frequency through V0, and it can be also called threshold frequency. So many numerical problem will be based on this minimum frequency or threshold frequency. So for each metal there is a characteristic minimum frequency below which photoelectric effect is not observed. At the frequency V is greater than V0, the ejected electron come out with certain kinetic energy. Understood? Means for ejection of electron, it is required that frequency is more than threshold frequency. V0 means threshold frequency. The kinetic energy of these electrons increase with increase of frequency of light used. Is it? Frequency of light used. So all the above result what we have learnt right now, all the above result could not explain on the basis of law of classical physics. So according to letter, the energy content of beam of light depend upon the brightness of light. So what we learn? Ki much the greater the brightness, greater the energy content. Means number of ejection of electron will be more if intensity of light is more. So in other words, the number of electron ejected, the kinetic energy associated with them should depend on brightness of light. It has been observed that through the number of electron ejected does not depend on the brightness of light, the kinetic energy of the ejected electron does not. Means, what was the sentence? Sentence was that though the number of electron ejected does not depend upon the brightness of light, the kinetic energy of ejected electron does not. So for example, you can see the example, red light. Red light, that frequency is 4.3 to 4.6 into 10 to the power 14 hertz of any brightness. Means brightness means intensity of light. So bright intensity could be any. May be seen on the piece of potassium metal for R, but no photoelectrons are ejected. Okay, understood? Means if red light be focused on the potassium metal, okay, so sign of a piece of potassium metal for an R. Metal piece will be seen if you put the red light of any brightness, but photoelectron will not eject. Okay, but as soon as even a very weak yellow light, which frequency would be 5.1 to 5.2 into 10 to the power 14 hertz, shine on the potassium metal, the photoelectric effect is observed. So now we have done the comparative study. In this comparative study is there red light and yellow light. Means yellow light gives sign on the potassium metal and photoelectric effect is also can be seen, can be observed. Means electron will eject in this case. So the threshold frequency for potassium metal is 5.1 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. So threshold energy means already we have studied, means minimum frequency. So Einstein was able to explain the photoelectric effect using Planck quantum theory of electromagnetic radiation as starting point. So I had shown you the video of electromagnetic radiations and nature of electromagnetic radiation in dual nature of electromagnetic radiation. So he was the Albert Einstein. His biography is given in this. You can read it out. So shining a beam of light, according to Albert Einstein, the shining a beam of light onto a metal surface can therefore be viewed as shooting a beam of particle, the photon. Beam of particle, the smallest unit of light, is known as a photon. Already we have studied. When a photon of sufficient energy strikes an electron in the atom of metal, it transfers its energy instantaneously. Transfer its energy immediately to the electron during the collision, and the electron is ejected without any time lag, means without any delay. Immediate ejection would be. So greater the energy possessed by the photon, greater will be the transfer of energy to the electron, and greater the kinetic energy of ejected electron. In other words, kinetic energy of ejected electron is proportional to the frequency of the electromagnetic radiation. Since the its striking photon has energy equal to hv. hv means v is the frequency and h is Planck constant, and the minimum energy required to eject the electron is v0. That is also called work function denoted by w0. Then the difference in energy hv minus hv0 is transferred as kinetic energy of photoelectrons. Got it? So following the conservation of energy principle, the kinetic energy of to the ejected electron is given by the equation. See the equation hv, where h is Planck constant and v is the frequency, equals to hv0, where v0 is the minimum frequency, or you can say threshold frequency, plus half me into v square. Half me means me is the mass of electron and v is the velocity of electron. Okay, me is the mass of electron and v is the velocity associated with the ejected electron. So lastly, a mole instance beam of light consists of a large number of photons. Consequently, the number of electrons ejected is also larger as compared to that in an experiment in which beam of weaker intensity of light is employed. So it was all about the photoelectric effects, and by using this formula hv equals to hv0 plus half me v square, we can solve our numerical problem which is given in examples and exercise question. That's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.